Reportedly planning to launch new iMacs and MacBook Pros before the end of this month. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details of today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Apple appears ready to roll out its latest laptops and desktop. The reported product launch may include a new iMac, which hasn't been upgraded in 2.5 years. And according to Bloomberg, 2 new MacBook Pros could also be unveiled. The event is expected to take place this month. Microsoft has fixed an Excel glitch that was messing up scientific data. Symbols used to represent human genes were being misinterpreted as dates and being reformatted automatically. The problem forced scientists to rename genes to make sure their data wasn't ruined. Finally, Toyota is the latest automaker to adopt the charging standard used by Tesla's superchargers. Toyota says certain vehicles will have the standard charging ports in 2025. It gives customers access to more than 12,000 superchargers. If your Toyota doesn't have the new charging port, it might be considered prehistoric. Those are your Tech Bites.
He got you.
Wow. I give it. That was pretty good.
Yeah, not too bad.
Pretty good.
Not too bad for a Monday morning. Time now 5:16 and 75 degrees for now.
And there's a look at the roads. Stephen Cavazos is here. Is going to give us an update on how those prehistoric cars are riding around. See if that works.
Imagine a world with no drama.
I haven't signed Jody's card yet.
At 4imprint, finding the promotional products you need to create a memorable moment is an easy mission. Our expert team will take care of every detail to make your success a certainty. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
So this is the place.
Is that crown molding? Did you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Are you on the Raisin Bran Crunch?
Good boy.
Do you want to see the kitchen?
See the door!
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, blasted with Cinnadust.
Welcome back. 5:21 hit with a couple of really quick showers on the way to work today, which tells me that the roads are going to be slick in some spots.
Yeah, you always want to be on the lookout. In fact, I saw a little bit of droplets on my windshield coming in. Nothing too out of the ordinary for me. It wasn't too concerning either, but we did have some issues out there earlier along 410. Those have cleared out, so we're going to get a look around town. And roads do look pretty dry from this vantage point, at least. We're not seeing any problems there along 281. There is 90 at General McMullen. Right now, traffic's moving pretty smoothly through the area, but we'll watch things closely. As I mentioned, we did have one major crash that was reported at 410 southbound at West Military Drive. This was off of the main lanes, so it wasn't causing an issue for traffic, but we're going to watch that area very closely, as well as other roadways in and around the Alamo City. And just make sure you plan your commute ahead of time. It's a new week, so new week of closures. We have road work that will be taking place overnight along I-10 over on the east side of Bexar County. This starts at 8 at night and should finish at 6 in the morning. We'll see a single eastbound main lane closure from Graytown Road to File Road, but you can scan this QR code. I've updated the list of closures on our website, ksat.com/traffic. So everything you need to know before you go is on our website. Just plan your commute ahead of time. But yeah, Mike, a little bit of droplets on the windshield coming into work this morning, but nothing too heavy.
And in and around town, they are few and far between at best. There's nothing showing up in this picture over there at 10 at 410. And, you know, the big picture, obviously, you focus out there in portions of the hill country. But yeah, you take a look and you got to really zoom in, and here's just a couple little sprinkly showers right there over on the far northeast side near Garden Ridge, just about at Garden Ridge. Looks like right around 35 near 410. We've got a couple of more on the west side, northwest side of town over there right around 10. Lotus, you got a few of those showers, and then of course the majority of the rain, like I said, is out there to the west of us, and that's where this morning the majority is going to be. But there will obviously, and there has been a couple of showers around the area, not anything torrential, just enough to make the roads kind of damp. And since we always have to emphasize, haven't had a lot of rain lately, it's the light stuff that creates the biggest problem, because it doesn't wash off all the oil and dirt and everything. So that's why roads can be very slippery. So we're going to have just a few of these showers hanging around here this morning, pretty much steady temperatures. Think back to this time last week where we had temperatures swinging 30, 35, close to 40 degrees. It's not the situation today. We are going to be getting up to 85. So 10 degrees, that's basically about it. 40% chance for some showers later on this afternoon. Again, the scattered variety. Here's this computer model, and throughout the morning hours, not much scattered rain here and there, even going into mid-afternoon. And then by late afternoon, dinner time, we have a few more of these showers popping up. Again, not everybody's going to be seeing rain today, nor over the next couple of days. And this is going to be the situation in through this evening with a few of those scattered showers around the area. Humidity, that's going to be hanging around here. So at least the good thing is with the humidity, it is going to be feeding some of these showers and even a couple of thunderstorms around. But again, it won't be constant. And I think the better chance of seeing rain is going to be over the next few days. Today, a little bit lesser chance tomorrow, and then on Wednesday, and will be mid-80s on average. The low temperatures will stay 15 degrees above normal approximately, thanks to all the humidity. Highs will ease a little bit, and still a shower or two, a couple of thunderstorms, even on through the weekend. Next week, though, 1 week from today, indications of a big, strong front. We'll talk about that coming up. More after this.
During the 60s, the altares became something very powerful for the Chicano community. Many of our Chicanos were being killed in Vietnam. For example, in just Edgewood School District alone, over 55 were killed in Vietnam. And that's not even including the rest of the west side or the south side or the rest of the southwest. And so the altares in the homes became a very powerful, very personal. My two older brothers went to Vietnam, and my cousins didn't come back.
On the west side, one of the manifestations that is particularly beautiful and powerful is the conflation, if you will, of military service among Latino, mostly men in the earlier days, who die in service, in the military service, serving the U.S. I believe that conflation of military and Day of the Dead is unique to San Antonio.
So basically, during the Vietnam War, the altares took on a very strong and passionate altar that was cultura at its finest.
It is now 5:28, and it is a humid 75 degrees.
The House of Representatives at a standstill in Washington until new speaker is confirmed. Up next, what happens if the situation is resolved by November 17th?
You just watched that little vignette. We are just days away from the Dia de los Muertos festival. Coming up next, we're going to show you how this iconic event actually started in the Alamo City. As the search for a new House Speaker continues, some Republicans in Washington are feeling the pressure.
It's embarrassing for the Republican Party. It's embarrassing for the nation. And we need to look at one another and solve the problem.
Coming up next, why some lawmakers are comparing what's happening in Washington to a high school drama.
And here at home, looking out there with live cam, once you step out the door, you will notice that humidity. It is back to welcome us this Monday morning.
But hopefully with the humidity, brings rain.
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning.
Be nice.
Mm-hmm. It was a whole different story yesterday compared to Saturday. You know, so even though it was really hot Friday and Saturday in the shade, wasn't too bad. Yeah, the humidity yesterday, and then it is back, and it's going to be sticking around through the foreseeable future. So just kind of grin and bear it with the humidity. But like Dave was talking about, hopefully it brings some rain and. Take a look. We have, well, first of all, nothing in this picture right there. 75 degrees, that number, dew point. This time last week, if you recall, I hate to make comparisons, but it was down in the mid-30s. We had that front that moved on through. You know, temperatures were much, much cooler. That ain't the situation today. But here is the rain. At least we do have a little bit of some light rain out here, out in portions of the hill country as of right now. And then we also have just a few of these light little showers that are sort of hanging around here in town. There have been one or two of them out there. Just watching on the roads if there's any sort of any little bit of rain, because it's not enough to really wash off all the dirt and oil yet. So things are definitely going to be on the slippery side if you get some of these light showers. Low to mid 70s around here. Temperatures are averaging 15 degrees or more above normal. We should be in the upper 50s right now for a normal low temperature. And then, of course, we've got all this humidity out there with these dew points in the upper 60s and 70s. Bunch of allergens. Yep, sure is fall when you have all that fall elm, pigweed, ragweed, a little bit of mold out there as well. Mold's probably going to be going up over the course of the next couple of days just because we're going to have all the humidity and some of the light rain. So the warm and humid, a few showers mainly to the north and west this morning, even though we have had a couple of here in town. And then later on today, we'll just have scattered showers and one or two storms out there. Not everybody's going to be seeing rain, but there will be one or two of them. That's going to be basically the rest of the week, where it's going to be really consistent. Low to mid 80s, low 70s for low temperatures and some rain, a couple of showers, a couple of thunderstorms. And that's going to be the situation through the weekend, although I think a lesser chance for some rain. Then, yeah, there are indications right now. Pretty good front moves through by the first of next week. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. We'll talk about the rest of the week with some of the rain coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen, a couple of damp spots on the roads. Any problems?
Not yet, Mike. We did at least have one crash. It cleared out off of 410, and what we're seeing on our TransGuide cameras are pretty much a smooth commute for anyone that has to head out the door in the next few minutes. Check out our favorite shot here on GMSA 37 at Alamodome, where we have a beautiful view of the Tower of the Americas. So we're seeing traffic also at 37 looking pretty nice as well. Just a good morning treat for you guys from our friends over at TransGuide. But as we take you to our map, this is also a treat for you. Quiet roads. It's the way we're starting our week off. As Mike mentioned, just be on the lookout for any of those damp spots out there, just because a lot of that, those scattered showers, not enough to wash out the dirt and oil out there. So it could be a little bit of a slick commute if you're not taking it easy. Taking a look at our travel time zone, no need to rush if you're heading in from Pleasanton. It's so pleasant along 37 northbound with 27 minutes right here to the Alamo City. US 90, perfect time to head out the door from Castroville. 28 minutes if you're heading along US 90 eastbound. And the arrival from Lytle should be about 15 minutes along I-35 northbound. Not a bad start and not a bad shot here at 37. Again, we are going to watch the roads closely. I'll have more updates on road closures, what to expect this week, coming up in the next few minutes. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. For the second time within a week, San Antonio police are investigating a deadly shooting by an officer. The latest shooting happened just a few hours ago. Police say the man who the officer shot and killed was armed with a gun. Our Katrina Weber is live on South General McMullen near Billy Mitchell Boulevard with that story. And Katrina, how did this all happen?
Well, according to police, this is still under investigation. Now, we spoke to some people here, though, and they already have their minds made up about what happened. But take a look. We saw them as they came here and dropped off candles and flowers in the spot where that man was shot and killed earlier this morning. And Police Chief William McManus also was here earlier and spoke to reporters. He says an officer was patrolling here around 2 this morning at the Winston Square Apartments when he saw a man showing a gun in his waistband. The chief says the man ran off, and at some point the officer used a taser on him. The chief says there was a struggle and the officer ended up shooting the man, killing him. Now, people here, though, told us that's not exactly what happened. Some of them told me that they actually saw the man on the ground with his arms behind his back, and they say the officer shot him in the back. Now, again, the chief stressed that the shooting's still under investigation. He says, among other things, they will be looking at that officer's body camera video to find out exactly how this went down. He described the man who was shot as someone who has a lengthy criminal history. But again, the friends tell a different story. They described him as being 34 years old and a father of 7 children. And again, this is the second shooting in less than a week. It was last Wednesday when police shot and killed another man on the south side of town, someone who they say also was armed with a gun and threatened them. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. This morning, House Republicans are still on the hunt for a new Speaker of the House.
They're expected to hold a candidate forum tonight and look for someone to succeed Representative Kevin McCarthy, who was ousted earlier this month. As CNN's John Lawrence reports, the House is stuck in a stalemate until a new Speaker is voted in.
20 days and counting since Representative Kevin McCarthy was kicked out as Speaker of the House.
This is embarrassing for the Republican Party. It's embarrassing for the nation, and we need to look at one another and solve the problem.
Rep. Jim Jordan of Ohio exited the race for Speaker Friday after 3 failed bids. Since then, numerous Republicans have thrown their hats into the political ring, including Representatives Tom Emmer, Pete Sessions, Kevin Hern, Jack Bergman, Austin Scott, Byron Donalds, Mike Johnson, Dan Muser, and Gary Palmer.
Congress is a lot like high school, but even more so. So hopefully we'll get past this.
The House of Representatives is basically at a standstill until a new speaker is confirmed. That means no legislation can pass, like policy bills and government funding bills. And if something isn't resolved by November 17th, the U.S. is going to go broke.
This deadline for government funding will be on top of us before we know it. So it really would behoove the Republicans to get a speaker this week and get in the game.
Democrats in the House say teamwork between Republicans and Democrats is needed to get back on track.
The only way to do it is to figure out how we can partner in a bipartisan fashion to reopen the House and govern in a reasonable, common sense way.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
It is now 5:39. 1 in 8 women in the United States will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, an opportunity to make sure you have the right information to take care of yourself.
A breast radiation oncologist with UT Health San Antonio MD Anderson Cancer Center joined Leading SA to explain what our local families should know.
Dr. Dalwadi joined us. We talked about a lot. We talked about how big an issue breast cancer is here locally in San Antonio. We also talked about methods of detection, what you and your family need to know, making sure that everyone stays safe. Here's a little bit of our conversation.
Some risk factors are not preventable, such as age. Older women are more at risk, and being a woman. Other risk factors are preventable, such as obesity, never having pregnant or having a first child at an older age, the use of hormone replacement pills. Other risk factors are radiation exposure or a family history of breast cancer or ovarian cancer.
You can check out our full conversation right now. Just head to the Leading SA section of KSAT.com. Of course, we have Leading SA every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. So, guys, we'll see you next Sunday. Back to you.
It's now 5:40 and 75 humid degrees.
Yes, humid out there. Muertos Fest is a 2-day free event open to the public that celebrates tradition, art, and culture. Coming up next, the origins behind how this iconic festival got its start in San Antonio.
And outside with live cam, we're talking about humidity. Hopefully that'll create a little bit of rain for us. Mike's got your forecast coming up. There's a good chance that somebody is going to see some showers sometime over the next several days. It is almost time for the Dia de los Muertos Festival coming up this weekend.
Our Sarah Costa shows us how the festival has become such an iconic event in Texas.
And we started very small there. We had, I think, 30 altars, about 2 stages, and about 3,000 people for that first weekend.
When Jim Mendiola and his partner first brought the Dia de los Muertos festival to San Antonio, it was a small celebration. 11 years later, it has grown into San Antonio's biggest Day of the Dead festival that takes over Hemisphere downtown.
Now we're at 135,000 people over 2 days, and we're up to this year about 88 altars.
The 2-day free event is open to the public that celebrates tradition, art, and culture, with over 50 live performances on stage, a procession each day, and over 80 Day of the Dead altars. The altars are built by local artists and organizations celebrating their deceased loved ones.
The way we do it, where we ask the community to create altars, it's very specific to San Antonio. So what happens is it's sort of a yearbook of what's happened the past year, either locally, nationally, and people respond to it. It's a universal response to sort of remember what's happened in the past, your ancestors.
Mendiola says everyone experiences grief, loss, and remembrance, and it's seen in all these altars. However, coming together to remember our loved ones as a community helps us celebrate their lives and legacies.
I think what people walk away with is a mutual celebration of life.
So come celebrate Muertos Fest, October 28th and 29th at Hemisphere. And you can watch KSAT's broadcast of the event right here on KSAT 12 and all our streaming platforms on November 1st from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. I'm Sarah Costa, KSAT 12 News.
Amazing how much that has grown.
It has. I remember going to Market Square and just seeing just a small procession, and we would just wait for it, and then now it's grown to this.
And I think that's a demonstration of how San Antonio, the whole community, is one big family, because everybody likes to participate in this event.
Yes, it's a very fun event.
Very special.
Yeah.
546, 75 degrees.
Let's look out there with TransGuide, looking over at Highway 90 at General McMullen. Things are moving right there, so that's good news so far, but we don't know what the rest of the day is going to hold, you know, those rain chances, but we're going to check in with Stephen Cavazos very soon.
All right, back with another look at traffic. Now, the morning commute has been off to a pretty decent start as we get a look there. Again, one of our favorite shots here on GMSA 37 at the Alamo Dome. Great shot of the Tower of the Americas, and roads look great as we inch closer to 6 a.m. But folks, we always know those roads will get busy as the commute does get moving, so just plan ahead. There's plenty of road work taking place, and later this morning we will see that continue. Concrete work there at US 90 over on the west side of San Antonio. This is going to last us pretty much all throughout the week, finishes on Friday, October 27th, but crews will be out there at 9 this morning and should finish their work at 3 this afternoon. Drivers, be on the lookout. Single eastbound main lane closure from West Military Drive to General McMullen. And if you've driven along 90, you know that those roads are always crowded as we get closer to morning rush. So just plan ahead of time. But right now, just plan for some pretty smooth roads here at 37 at the Alamo Dome.
That's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's
love
very
that shot
good.
there, Tower of the Americas, too.
It's beautiful.
But also watch out for a couple of wet spots here and there. So, and initially it's just going to be, because you two said you ran into a couple of sprinkles. So that's the kind of stuff when you've got, you know, dirt and oil and stuff like that, that makes things a little bit slippery. So just watch out for that. We're not seeing anything in this picture as of yet. Just kind of squinting and looking to see if the roads appear damp over there at 10 at 410. Okay, Mike. We do have a couple of these showers out there in portions of the hill country. Basically, as you're heading out 10 in toward Kerrville, further on out to the northwest, and then a couple of them just here around Bernie and heading up in toward Spring Branch. We have had some, and if you kind of blink, you miss it. It's just those few little sprinkles in and around town. The last little bit right through just about 410, just to the west of Windcrest there. Nothing else is showing up on radar as of right now, but we do have a lot of moisture coming in here from the Pacific Ocean. We were talking about the tropical system last week, that was going to throw the moisture, and we started seeing some of those high clouds over the weekend, and now we've got disturbances that are helping to squeeze out some of these showers. Also, of course, moisture coming in here from the Gulf of Mexico. So here's the computer model. There's all that. Again, you can see the moisture that moves in from the Pacific Ocean. It's not like it's going to be raining everywhere. It's not like everybody's going to be seeing rain, but there will be a few of those showers. A couple of thunderstorms around the area as we go into late afternoon in toward dinner time, and then even one or two of them left over in this evening. Things will start to sort of settle down just a little bit, then kind of pick back up somewhat tomorrow, although I think we have lesser rain chances around here tomorrow. Back to today. With the cloud cover, with the very high humidity, temperatures basically aren't going to move all that much. I mean, we'll gain 10 degrees, but then compare that to last week when we had the bone dry air and the clear skies. We were gaining 30, 35 degrees throughout the course of the day. So we will be up to 81 at noon, 85 high temperature. And again, one or two of those showers, scattered variety showers and some thunderstorms around here. Here's the long range computer model, and this is the one that is a little more generous as far as the rain. We do have a couple of showers scattered about, and again, paints broad brush, but there will be some around even Tuesday, Wednesday, a little bit lesser chances Thursday, Friday, but we'll still have a couple of these scattered showers around even going into Sunday. Not everywhere, not constantly, but that chance for some rain. And with the cloud cover, with all the humidity out there, sun's is going to be very limited, by the way. Low temperatures, really consistent. Low 70s across the board, roughly 15 degrees above normal. High temperatures, low 80s all the way across the board. There are some indications, though, that Monday we get a pretty good front moving on through here with some cooler temperatures. We'll take a look ahead to that in just a couple of minutes. More after this.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, our team is live on the ground in Israel. Fears of a wider war still growing and humanitarian aid finally arriving in Gaza. Plus, we're hearing from the family of the 2 American hostages freed by Hamas. You'll see that first on GMA. And then the former Major League pitcher charged with murder in the killing of his father-in-law. We'll have the details on that and so much more on Good Morning America.
KSAT community wants to remind you to roll up your sleeves and get your flu shot. there is one more chance for you to get a free vaccine courtesy of Bexar County and University Health. That opportunity is coming up Saturday, November 4th. Starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, lasts till noon. If you want to register, all you have to do is go to KSAT Community Flu Shot Vaccine article on our website right now. You can get that registration taken care of. Hey, still coming up. Today is the first day of early voting for this year's election. What you need to know before you head to the polls, that's coming up in the next hour. Also in the next hour, the Battle of Texas comes down to one game tonight with a spot in the World Series on the line. And we'll talk about what happened last night and look ahead to tonight between the Rangers and the Astros. And we take a live look outside with Trans Guy. Traffic moving pretty good this morning. I think we've had one accident. There's some rain in the forecast, though, so roads might get a little slick. Stephen Gabasso says your traffic. Mike Osterhage with a little humidity and rain possibility coming up in the next hour of GMSA.
And right now on GMSA, San Antonio fire crews are still trying to figure out what sparked that fire on the city's east side overnight. What we were able to learn from that scene. Plus,
the war between Israel and Hamas continues to intensify. I'm Mike Ajachi reporting in Washington. Coming up, why the Biden administration is asking Israel to delay its ground incursion.
And if you're just waking up, there's a live look outside with Live Cam. There could be some wet spots on the road. Yes, some showers overnight, and hopefully they will continue all throughout the day and probably throughout the week. Michael Osterhage got your forecast coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning. It is 6 a.m. on the dot. It is Monday, October 23rd. It's a beautiful day.
yes, it is. Thanks
Mondays
for
are
joining
beautiful
us.
days.
Well, it is today because we're expecting some rain. So that
there you
humidity that you feel when you open the door, that'll all pay off later.
We love Mondays.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean when you said hopefully it continue to rain all day long. The chance of rain and it is going to be there, and yes, there will be some, but in your backyard, continuing all day long is not going to be the situation.
Just mine?
Just yours. So.
Lucky you, David.
In other words, the rain's going to be kind of spotty, sort of scattered throughout the course of the day. Matter of fact, right now, nothing out there at 4:10, and there are a few showers out in portions of the hill country up there around Austin. We did have a couple of little sprinkles here in town earlier this morning, and there's a few more down there to the southwest, going down 35 just to the northwest of Cotulla. Little spot of some light rain. Most of this is on the light side, but we will continue with all the moisture. You can see all these showers moving up to the north to northeast because all that moisture coming in there from the tropical system, Norma in the Pacific Ocean. So that's what's feeding that. Plus along the Gulf Coast, we're getting a lot of that moisture coming on in here. 75 degrees right now. We're almost anywhere from 15 to 20 above normal. Normal low is 58 degrees right now. And you can see even low 70s in portions of the hill country and just a ton of humidity. So get used to having low temperatures in the low 70s. Get used to having all the humidity around here. And you might as well just grab your umbrella and light rain jacket just to know where it is, because at some point over the course of the next few days, you're going to be needing it. Mold, fall elm, pigweed, ragweed, all on the low side. Temperatures really aren't going to be moving all that much as opposed to last week when we had the clear skies and the very dry air. It was really cold in the morning and then warmed up big in the afternoon. 10 degrees just about is what we're going to be warming up throughout the course of the day. 85 high temperature, a few scattered showers. Like I said, just know where your rain gear is, because at some point over really the rest of the week with rain chances sticking around, you're going to need it at some point. All those details and a look ahead to the last weekend of October already. That's coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen. Any problems with wet roads?
Not at all. Not yet, Mike. We've entered 6 a.m. with little to no issues out there. We're going to see a few more folks wake up with us and get the day started, hopefully with a good cup of coffee as we get the new work week rolling there for you. But 90 at Nogalitos, you can see a little bit on some of these TransGuide cameras where traffic is picking up. 37 at 410. And again, our favorite shot there at 37 at the Alamo Dome, where we have a beautiful shot of the Tower of the Americas. Things are moving just fine. We take you to our map, and it's the same story here, folks. Plenty of green out there, which does indicate you have the roads pretty much to yourself. But keep this in mind. More people are waking up and getting that day started, so just watch out if you see any other vehicles out there. If you are traveling into San Antonio this early from Bernie, it should be about a 23-minute commute along I-10 eastbound. No need to hurry if you are traveling in from Bulverde. It's 25 minutes for those drivers. And right now, not too awful from New Braunfels. 35 southbound, we have a 24-minute commute, at least at this hour. So things, again, started off pretty quiet here in the traffic department. We had one major crash earlier in the morning that cleared out pretty quickly. Traffic, though, moving at 410 at McCullough without trouble, but we'll watch things closely and I'll have more updates for you throughout the morning. Guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Chief Wade McManus says the investigation is far from over regarding the latest deadly shooting by an officer.
He says the man who the officer shot and killed early this morning was armed with a gun.
Katrina Weber is live at the apartment complex where it all happened early this morning. It's on General McMullen near Billy Mitchell Boulevard. So, Katrina, what do you know about that man who was killed so far?
Well, I think it depends on who you ask. We talked to some friends who were leaving those flowers and candles right there. They told us this man was 34 years old, a father of 7, someone who they described as a protector. Police, on the other hand, told us that he has a lengthy criminal history. Now, we spoke to Chief McManus this morning. He told us that the man was putting up a fight when the officer shot and killed him around 2 o'clock this morning. He says the officer was patrolling the area here near the Winston Square apartments when he saw the man showing off a gun in his waistband. McManus says the man ran away, but the officer caught up to him and used a taser on him. At some point, he says there was a struggle, then the officer pulled his gun and shot the man. We also spoke to people here who say they witnessed it all, and they told us the man was on the ground with his hands behind his back when he was shot in the back. Now, Chief McManus says there is going to be a thorough investigation, which includes looking at the officer's body camera video, and he stressed when he spoke to reporters that he had not had a chance to do so just yet. But again, friends here who we talked to say that they have what they have seen and heard so far is not what they like. They are disagreeing sort of with what the police have had to say. Now, by the way, this is the second time within a week that police have shot and killed someone. It was last Wednesday when they shot another man who they say had threatened them with a gun. Reporting live on the west side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, Katrina. Also new this morning, San Antonio fire crews are still trying to figure out what caused a warehouse fire on the city's east side last night. So this happened around 9 p.m. in the 7400 block of Ritterman Drive. The separated strip center housed a tire shop, an auto shop, a printing company, and a granite shop. Fire officials say that the flames were put down after 30 minutes. This was after crews arrived. One business had fire, water, and smoke damage, and 2 others just had water and smoke damage. No one was hurt, and the crews were able to rescue a dog from the flames.
Overseas to that ongoing war between Israel and Hamas, the Biden administration asking Israel to delay their expected ground incursion into Gaza.
As ABC's Ike Ajati reports, the idea is to buy more time for hostages and to get more international aid to the area.
This morning, Israeli Defense Forces stepping up its attacks on terrorist targets, striking a refugee camp in Gaza, killing 40 Palestinians, including women and children, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry. Elsewhere, Israeli fighter jets striking a mosque in the West Bank, which Israel says thwarted an imminent terror attack. At least 2 people were killed. This drone video showing buildings pulverized. A Palestinian journalist says he scooped up these 2 wounded toddlers, rushing them to a hospital. ABC's Matt Gutman reports what happens next in Gaza will unfold in 3 stages.
The first will comprise the most intense fighting. That's the invasion of the Gaza Strip. The second stage is cleanup operations, finding remaining Hamas cells and weaponry, destroying them. The third stage is rehabilitation, restoring essential services in Gaza, perhaps a government.
The Biden administration urging Israel to delay a ground invasion in Gaza in order to allow time for the release of more hostages. Israel says Hamas is holding at least 212 hostages, including some Americans.
I'm scared because what does that mean? I don't know where is my daughter. Nobody knows.
On Friday, Hamas releasing a mother and daughter from the Chicago area, Judith and Natalie Ranan, in a deal brokered by Qatar. Meanwhile, the humanitarian crisis inside Gaza is growing. People are running out of food, water, medicine, and fuel. 15 aid trucks arriving in Gaza over the weekend, slowly trickling in. Still, hundreds of additional trucks packed with critical aid waiting at Egypt's Rafah border. There are fears the conflict could widen, the U.S. now moving a second carrier strike group and missile defense system into the region. Ike Ajati, ABC News, Washington.
And back here at home, she has visited the entire world, meeting people and learning about their cultures as she carries the message of refugee children internationally. Little Amal is a 12-foot tall puppet of a 10-year-old Syrian girl. And now she's visited our home here in San Antonio with the help of local organizations. She's been in countries like Turkey, Greece, and Poland, representing the urgent needs of refugees, immigrants, and asylum seekers. And she spent this weekend in the Alamo City to meet kids at Lionsfield Park.
We at the museum serve all children, and we're here today to celebrate the unity of children.
You can read more about Little Amal and her adventures at KSAT.com.
Before we go to break, KSAT Community wants to remind you to roll up your sleeve and get your flu shot. There is one more chance for you to get a free flu shot from Bexar County and University Health. That opportunity is a couple of weeks away, so mark your calendar, Saturday, November 4th from 8 a.m. until noon. If you want to register, just find the KSAT Community Flu Shot article on our website on KSAT.com.
And the time now, 6:09 and 75 degrees for now.
Still to come, the countdown is on till opening night for the San Antonio Spurs, while the team is locking down some of their young talent before the season starts.
And after the break, the Battle of Texas comes down to one game tonight with a spot in the World Series on the line. We're going to have a preview of Game 7 between the Rangers and Astros.
And once again, outside with live cam, if you're just waking up, could be a little moisture on the road this morning. A couple of rain showers here and there. We'll check in with Stephen Cavazos on the traffic and Mike Osterhage on your weather. It's going to be an interesting week.